Well, I was welcoming you guys and saying happy to be here with you on a Sunday. Really happy to be with you here on a Sunday during what I believe can be one of the most important and profound times for us as entertainers. You know, we all know what happens when we fly out and do the gig and come back home, and some of us would pray for that now, right? I mean, that's a really exciting time. What I want to talk about today as my brain continues to bubble over with ideas and strategies and 35 years of experience in this business, and as I said in a previous live, living through some of the very big breaks we had in our business as usual life. And I'm alone, I can touch my face. So one of the greatest things about working alone, we touch our face all we want. But there's been a lot of lessons that come from those 35 years of having a business like this. And this time of year, everyone who follows me on this list, email list, and in these channels knows that at this time of year, I launch Showbiz Blueprint every year. And it's not happening now. I'm finding it much more effective. And really, I don't know about effective, because what does that mean? I'm feeling it more in line with the authenticity of what I need to be doing right now is just to show up and inspire and teach. I'm going to be dropping a lot of free lessons into this group, things from different membership courses that I've run over the years. I want to bring a lot to helping, and as things begin to get more healthy, we'll kick into Showbiz Blueprint 2020. I've never postponed it, been doing it since 2011. Hasn't been a reason to postpone it. So this is great. This is the flexibility. This is the agile time in our businesses and our lives and how it's doing. I started over, Alan. Man, everyone is a critic. This is good. Start over. I did. All right. We started from the top. It was better the second time, I think. Yeah, probably was. All right, good. Hey, I'm going to run through a little presentation I built for you guys. These are ideas, and I'm open and willing. I can see you on Facebook. I can see you on YouTube. I can see all the comments coming in. Not many people watching on Facebook. This is really interesting to me as a content creator. Oh my gosh. When I first started doing lives, 80% of the content. This is good for all of us too, as we now move into this new normal, right, of creating content. It used to be about 80-90% of comments and interactions would be on Facebook. Now I have an entire screen here of comments from Facebook, from YouTube, 2 or 3 from Facebook. Stand by 1 second. Let me put this on and jump right back. Got to grab some water. And yeah, so let's dig into what I'd put together. It didn't work so well last time in YouTube, we trust. I don't know. It's funny. It used to always, there just used to be more people watching on Facebook. Now the whole audience has moved over. And it's funny. I mean, with so many, I watched a concert yesterday. I'm going to talk about this in a second, but I watched a concert yesterday on Instagram TV of a big band. Some on Facebook, some on YouTube. So lots going on. Let's dig into how you guys can, oh, that's the wrong button. How you guys can, woo, it's on fire. I got to share with you guys something here. This is a big green screen. It was just hanging. It looks black in that picture, doesn't it? But properly lit, it's a giant green screen. I had my wife in here. She teaches parenting classes for our entire county, through the schools, and it's incredible. And all of that's been closed down. So she has been in here. She was in here till about 1:45 California time. I said, you got to get out now. I got a live to do. So dropped the green screen and came back to what I like being in front of. But yeah, so things are changing. There she is teaching a class for all these families, and now she's put them all online. So just came down here and ripped them out. So agility, being agile, that is the key to right now, and I'm seeing so many amazing examples of it. So yeah, let's dig into a few. Week 3 of the new normal. No part of me thinks this is going to be the long-term normal as far as going forward in time, but it is for now. And boy, the best thing we can do is adapt, because the burdens and the blessings of this time, they're going to continue revealing themselves, you guys. They're just going to keep popping out. And look at those blessings and burdens. Burdens and blessings, 2 words in this one. So at this point, everything we're seeing, everything we're hearing, myself included, every single person is a pundit right now. And pundit is funny. Pundit used to be this word that was all about, the expert, and we'd go to them, and network news would go to them, or New York Times would bring them in. Wall Street Journal would bring them in for quick words. Now with thousands of channels to fill, every channel, every outlet, Sirius XM, websites, television, cable, everything has an agenda, right? So the pundits are all, not so much the original meaning of the word experts, pundits, which was experts, highly educated, scholars, who came on and did predictions and looked at forecasts, past history. With everybody as a pundit, people are just making shit up left and right. I mean, that is what is happening here. So my ask for you is, during this time, we do what artists do. Know that you are the only one who has an authentic, true, and unbiased view of you, your potential, your future, your community, your world. You are the only one who has the one that will work for you. Because if we listen to the soundtracks on the outside, it's going to be driven by another agenda. And sadly, so many of the agendas right now are driven by advertising dollars, right? It's a whole other story we can dig into. I had this camera moved down for my wife, and she's so much shorter than me. So I'm going to go a little bit lower so I can be in a good place with you guys here and not have the top of my head cut off. So hold on to that, right? That you are the only one who has the true, authentic, and unbiased view of you. And to that end, I focus solely on what I can control and realize that just about nothing going on is my circus or my monkey. Love the expression, not my circus, not my monkey. And there's maybe never been a better time for it than right now, because so much of the stuff going on, you can learn everything you need to know about what's going on literally in 1 minute a day. 1 minute a day is all it takes to learn all the updates and the new requirements and the restraints. Yeah, you can watch more of it, but boy, none of that is the real circus or monkey that you are here to create as an artist. So if you want to be driven by pundits, this is absolutely the wrong place for you. I promise. Anyone who's ever done any studying with me, in fact, in Showbiz Blueprint, one of the line items you sign on your agreement is that for the 8 weeks of the program, you won't watch mainstream media. And some people years and years later are still off it. So that's really one of the most beneficial things we can do, is get those soundtracks out of our freaking heads, because they will drive. They're so well edited. They're so well produced. The crawls, the scrolls. It seems like the most important thing in the world. And the truth is, you guys, it is nothing but pundits making shit up. So focus on controlling what I can. You're going to notice something too if you don't watch me too often. I always use I. I don't want to project my story on you. If it relates to you, please jump into it. But I'm not a guy who you're ever going to say, when you do this, when you go to the store, when I really mean when I do this and when I go to the store. One of my great pet peeves. So I focus solely on controlling what I can and realize that nothing, my circus, my monkeys. All right, so know that if you're going to be here, that's not where we're going to come from, because as artists, we create our future. We always have, and we always will. And this is a phenomenal time to just say, yeah, this is where I step in and create. This is where I own the future. This is where I own my community, my tribe, my clients, my business, my finances. Be extremely protective of the 7 holes in your head. They are the doors to the heart and the mind. And as artists, many of us, so much of the success that we have comes from, not from out there, but what starts inside and then comes out of us. And during these times of pundits and news and doom and gloom is what it looks like to some people if you get into that too much. What's inside, the creativity, the joy, the future is all inside, and it has to come out, and it has to be created from inside and out. So be extremely protective of those 7 holes. The eyes, the ears, the nose, and the mouth. The mouth is what goes in and what goes out, because the thoughts All of that influences your thoughts. Those influence your feelings. Your feelings influence your actions, and your actions, at the end of the day, that is the results. That's what you have to hold in your hand. Here we are in the new normal, and the rules are being written in real time. And the greatest thing is, you guys, there are no rules. There's no frickin' rules right now for how we're moving forward. Yeah, we're on, what is it, shelter in place? Is that what we're calling it? So, kind of a rule. My son, for some reason, is out, on a river right now. But lots of distance. I mean, that's one of the big rules we're doing, right, to stay safe, is just keeping some distance from people. Out at the river, he's got a lot of distance. There's no people out there, probably out there with a couple buddies hiking, but distance is huge. So within that, yeah, there's rules for that, but there are no rules about what we have to do and what we can be as artists. We're seeing artists create in the most exciting ways right now. Just in the last few days, what I have seen, look at this, Magic Giant, an amazing band. They did a live stream concert on Instagram yesterday. Phenomenal. One of my favorite bands in the world. Nobody talked bad about the Airborne Toxic event. But this is the lead singer, creator of the band, Michael Joliet, and he came on Facebook yesterday and just talked for an hour. Like, no way. He played some of his new album, talked about his new book that's coming out. No way would we have ever had that access to him without this. Blessings, burdens, new opportunities, all together, all wrapped in one. What else? Oh, Ra Avis, man, great dude. He runs around the country, good friend of mine, runs around the country doing these incredible music performances at ecstatic dance and yoga classes, some of the biggest in the world. Great dude. Doing them online this morning. I watched a yoga class. He had people from all over the world doing this yoga class, and he was using a model to monetize it. What else is going on? Nonstop Kids Entertainment. Saw this in our alumni group yesterday. Someone out of the UK is putting on shows every 2 hours. Jason Michael TV. Incredible guy out of Nashville. Getting on, talking about magic, talking about performing, talking about life every day. What is this? This was a band. What was this band called? I just saw this in the news. Code Orange. They did their new album launch from a theater with no people, shooting it out online. So, what a time, right? What a time indeed. Did I get another one on here? Yeah, this is the reality we're living in right now, and this isn't the time to earn money as usual. And that may come as bad news to some people. I mean, it is coming as bad news. I know as artists, we are extremely lucky, and we've always created our own income. That's just what we do. We have always saw opportunities, done what it takes to secure the booking, make the connection, work the contract, and then go do the show. And that was always the easy part, right? But the reality is, this isn't a time when that's happening. We aren't earning money in the way that we normally do as entertainers. So there are alternatives, and I'm going to talk about a few of these. There are so many options for the unusual. Patreon, Gumroad, PayPal.me, 3 different services you can use to do what a lot of people are doing right now. Look at this, virtual hat passing systems for online artists. I've seen some really neat stuff going on like that. It's been kind of amazing to watch, actually. I've been a Patreon supporter for probably, I don't know, half a dozen people right now. Some are $5 a month, some are $10, $15, $25. When they create something, I have a max limit set, and you can get your fans to do this. You guys step into this, challenge yourself, because as I said before on a handful of slides ago, I'm going to bring it up. Where is it? Boom, boom, boom. There are no rules. There's no more rules. So do you want to do something where you can create something and have folks paying you for it? Interesting thought, right? It's not the focus of this. I can definitely do a live on that if that's something you would like to see. Drop a note in the comments there. It's funny, it seems like after there's a Facebook comment or two, all the Facebook comments stop and just the YouTube ones show. I have to look into that. If you're watching on Facebook, just drop a hello or something and help me test my theory here. But there are so many creative ways going on right now. And yeah, I'm not even saying this one's about making money. We can definitely talk more about that on a future live. I can do a couple of those this week if that's somewhere we'd like to go. But these systems are out there. They're very simple. Gumroad challenge. Gumroad, I heard the creator of that once on a podcast. He said, you can come on, log into Gumroad for the very first time and have your first product, a link to your first product in less than a minute. And I was like, no way. That's crazy. So I was a little slow. It took me a minute and a half, but this was probably back in 2009. I imagine it's even more advanced now. But know that there are systems really quickly to be able to do that, an online system for that. Countless loaners, and I want to just put this out as something that's been going around in our Showbiz Blueprint alumni group. Somebody posted, and I've been reading about it around, countless loaners, auto, home, exercise, health clubs, countless amounts of loaners are deferring payments for their customers till the very end. So it's not a raise, but it's not income, but it's certainly stopping the outcome. They're just adding payments on to the end of the loan. And there's going to be more incentives for that happening in America, and other countries are either leading the way or following along. Yeah. So look for that as ways to deal with the financial changes in times. Second, I want to talk about leading the march to the creative alternatives, because there are no rules. This is a Showbiz Blueprint alumni, Allison Kenyon, aka Penny the Clown. I saw this on her Facebook page. She put something in here right now, and this is great. She's doing something totally creative in our community. And this can be all over the country as well. Would any parents of kids, say 3 to 10, be interested in the live stream virtual magic show from Penny the Clown? So, you guys have already seen these choruses. These are going around the internet like crazy. I saw such a beautiful one doing a Stand By Me this morning with choruses and great video editing. So is a virtual birthday party for a kid in your life a way that you could show up? What about that? My gosh, what about that? It's kind of an exciting time, but Penny is doing something kind of cool too. She's trying to come up with creative ways to earn a little money doing my quote-unquote job. If yes, then comment with suggested days and times. So, writing custom songs, doing magic, doing this stuff, totally fun ways to play with it. None of these are end goals. These are all just steps, putting our toes in the water of creativity and saying, yeah, this is an artist. This is what I do. We create in times of struggle, in times of challenge. That's what artists do. They show up. So I don't want you to think of this ever as a time of an unwanted vacation. The absolute worst thing we can do right now is not hold this as just an unwanted vacation or something that's bad or something that's negative. As I said at the top of this is a time of burdens and blessings. And equal time, not even equal time, but acknowledging and consciously choosing which you're going to hold it as is so empowering. So the best time to plant a tree, this great expression, it was 50 years ago. The second best time is today. And to that end, I just want to look at a couple of ways that we can work today, starting today. Ideally, in a perfect world, you'd have been running your business in a way where some percentage of it got put away every month for a rainy day. You guys, we are in the rainy day. I'm the last person in the world to deal with, to administer any shame or guilt around this. I will just tell you that moving forward, there's going to be a lot of days like this. So to that end, look for ways that you can plant the tree today that will be there for you next time. Financial, I can't recommend anything more powerfully than I can a book called Profit First. It's by a guy named Mike Michalowicz. I did an interview with him for Showbiz Blueprint. And I am going to extract that interview and share it on this page with you guys tomorrow. It'll be up on this page. I have to have my assistant get into the site and grab that video. We'll post it on this page. We'll do it tomorrow. I would love you to watch that. He talks about, when you have a $10,000 gig, and I'll just pick that number out of the blue. I know folks in here work all over the map. Let me do it with an easier number. Let me do it with something that's just so easy to break up. If you do a $100 gig, it's not $100 in profit, all right? Profit First, the book Profit First, walks you through the accounts that you can set up to actually distribute that money so that your business is actually profitable from day one. From day one, it's actually profitable because you're taking your owner's share. You're taking money that runs the business. You're taking expenses. You're taking owner profit. You're taking a growth account. So what is a $100 gig really worth as far as money in your pocket? $30. What this does is this channels your entire business into a way that's profitable and strong and actually runs it like a business instead of a hobby. So for growth, spend some of this time, because this is not an unwanted vacation. This is a time of growth. Take the burdens and turn them into blessings by getting ready for the next chapter. And dig through Profit First. Mike Michalowicz makes it so available. It's so powerful. Top growth for business. Call your customer list, all right? Take this opportunity to really look through past clients and prospects and find out which ones are worthy of your attention. Which ones do you want to focus on? And we all know the 80-20 principle. It's powerful. 80% of your income definitely comes from 20% of your efforts. And that goes for a client list as well. You can always look at that. So spend some of this time calling your customer list so that you're ready and so that you can do something really important. Find ways to connect with them during these times and make yourself memorable. You ever hear that expression? We may not remember what people said, but we remember how they make us feel. This is a number one time. This is a prime time to show up and make people feel wonderful. Connect. Send them something funny. Send them something touching. Send them a memory. Send them a reflection that you have of them. You know, I had a great guest on Showbiz Blueprint called Larry Benet. He's a connector. It's his job. He connects people on the highest level imaginable. He connects people with big ideas, and that's his business model, connecting people. He's a guy who's playing with the likes of Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Who did he just do this thing? He's doing things with such big people. It's just so fun to follow him. But he's doing these really powerful connections. And to get to watch him do these in real time on social media, it kind of blows my mind. And the way he's showing up is by connecting people. So those connections, he's a guy playing in that world though, and he sends me a text on my birthday every year with him in front of his phone singing happy birthday to me. So know the power of this stuff and what can you do to actually be memorable during these times. Yeah, my comments may have died. I'm not sure what's going on. So use this time to dig into that. Embrace the extremes because there is a lot with care and consciousness. The work and rest that you experience during this time in your life can be legendary. I promise you, you can look back on this week, month, 6 months and say that was some of the most productive time in my life because I made conscious choices. To go low when it was time to rest and relax. To begin a meditation practice, a yoga practice. I am up in my room every morning doing yoga with my wife. I have never done it, but I said during this time, let's just wheel out our mats in the morning and we're doing this 12-minute foundation training right now that works with all these posterior bones. Man, I feel great. It's incredible. So choose consciously what you're doing with that time. Choose the times when you're going to relax. Choose the times when you're going to work because done properly, this can be legendary time. It can be a time of great change. And when it's time to play lower, to feel the sadness, to feel the loss, to feel the helplessness of the times, do that too. Sit in these spaces, but do it consciously. Own the steering wheel. Don't let the media, the soundtrack of this culture right now, don't let it decide when you feel it because you'll spend too much time down low and not enough time up high. And guess what? The big change is what we're going to take forward as artists. That comes from the times that we spend in the creative moments. So own that stuff. It can be legendary. Small steps to win this week, you guys. Decide on the actions you'll take. Your community, what you're going to do for yourself, how you're going to educate yourself, what you're going to put into and let come out of the 7 holes in your head. Take risks, lean into your creativity. That's where the juice lies. Trust yourself to know what it is and when it should happen. Forget the past, it's history. Stay in the present and create that next chapter of the future. Always come back to the core values of who you are and what you do. Create that new normal and see the gifts of this time, because they are many and they may be hiding under fear. I'm going to step out of this one. I'm opening this up to Q&A, but I fear my comments have quit working, because I can see on one of the channels some people have hit them, but I can't bring them up on this. Drop something in the comments if you're watching right now. If you have a question, something I can answer, I will bring it up on another backup medium here. I don't know exactly what's happened to this one, but if I can answer anything, brainstorm something out for you right now, drop it in the comments on one of these, and I will, I'll certainly bring it up for you. Dig in. Gosh, my brain is so on fire right now. It's really kind of out of control. And I don't know if it's the yoga. Don't know if it's the lack of sugar. Been eating vegetarian for the last couple weeks as well. Just trying things. Hey, great. Okay, good. Comments started working again. If there's a question from Facebook or YouTube, please drop it in. I'm happy to brainstorm. I'm happy to take the computer here online. Happy to help you brainstorm something as well. I'm doing one of these live as members of Showbiz Blueprint. No, you got an email from me. We will be doing this in a cohort situation tomorrow at this same time in a Zoom room. And Christian, thanks for that, man. You know, Christian says mine are definitely covered by fear, working hard to let go. I'll challenge anyone here who's watching media to turn that off. Pick one website as neutral as you can, something like The Atlantic, or I don't even know. I'm not a news guy, but I will tell you, you can learn everything you need to know in about a minute. So dig in that. Emo, hello for that. Thanks so much. And yeah, if you're doing lives, I know Dan Galogly, he's a amazing artist, amazing piano player. He's going on live. Split test those markets, man. And there's one called StreamYard. There's another one where you can feed it into that service and it shoots it out into 2 different streams for you. I do this with some streaming software. I'm able to kind of control wherever I want to put it. But yeah, find ways to test the audiences. Micah, thanks so much for showing up, man. Great to see you again, too. Really good. Yeah. All right, guys. I will sign off for this one. Take the lessons that we talked about today. Just make some small commitment to yourself. And remember, the new normal. We're entering week 3, really, in this country. I know some other parts of the world are a little bit ahead. And I fear that some parts of the world, like Australia, where I see it not being taken seriously, are a bit behind. So there's going to be a bit of a rollout to this. But know that the burdens and the blessings of this time will continue to reveal themselves. My hope for you is that you see them. Really see them for what they are. All right. Take care, and I'll look forward to your comments. And I'll see all the members of Showbiz Blueprint, all the alumni. We'll do a cohort tomorrow and come up with some strong steps for everyone to take. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.